Hey, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Shanae and today I have something special for you guys. Today we're going to make this beautiful holiday treat platter, and this is not just a regular holiday treats though. All these treats are low fat. One thing I learned this year is a lot of people are restricted to low-fat diet and due to medical conditions and whatnot. And in this festive holiday season, when we always make all kinds of buttery cookies and fudges, we don't want those people left out. So I made this beautiful platter of 4 delicious treats. Let's see what we have. We have Brownie Crisps. They're so delicious. One of my favorite treats this time of year or any time of year. These are crispy all throughout, perfect for dunking in the coffee or tea. It's really delicious. I've had this recipe on my blog for many years and it's always my favorite. And up next, we have this beautiful Cranberry Pistachio Biscotti. They're so good, also meant to be dunked in a coffee and tea. Up next, we have this, oh my gosh, my favorite fruity marshmallows. These are super fluffy and flavorful because they are made with real fruit puree, and it's amazing. It's super easy to make too. And lastly, we have this beautiful meringue cookies. Meringue cookies are crispy. They just melt in your mouth. It's so delicious. All of these recipes are super easy to make. I also want to mention that these treats are not meant to be healthy treats. They're indulgent, just like any other buttery cookies, but they're just low on fat. Most of the recipes not adapted to be low fat, and they are naturally low fat. So that's why they're super delicious, because you're not compromising anything. And I'll show you how to make all of this. So let's get started. Let's start with this delicious Brownie Crisps. In a medium bowl, whisk together egg whites with sugar and vanilla extract until foamy. And in another bowl, combine flour, cocoa powder, cornstarch, espresso powder, salt, and baking soda, and whisk everything together. And then add the dry ingredients into the egg white mixture and mix until nice and smooth. Stir in vegetable oil or butter. Then pour the batter on the baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Now, using an offset spatula, spread the batter evenly into a thin layer, as thin as you can manage. Bake it for about 25 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Let it cool for about 10 minutes, then break it into pieces, or you can cut it with a knife. Keep in mind that the brownie crisp will be on the soft side while hot, but it will harden as it cools. Can you hear how crisp these are? You can also do cutout cookies, but do that while it's still warm. Hope you enjoy. Moving on to this gorgeous meringue cookies. In a mixing bowl, combine egg whites, salt, and cream of tartar and whisk it on a medium speed until frothy. When the mixture is about doubled in size, start adding sugar 1 tablespoon at a time. Then continue beating the meringue until soft peaks form, and this is when you can add food coloring or extracts for additional flavor. And continue whipping the meringue until stiff peaks form. Transfer the meringue into a large pastry pack with Sultan tip or any regular decorative tip you choose. Hold the piping bag over the baking sheet lined with parchment paper or Teflon or silicone mats. Gently pipe meringue until desired size and then slowly lift it to detach the batter. This takes a few practices to get hang of it, so be patient with yourself. Here's the real-time piping. Bake the cookies for 40 to 90 minutes at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Check for doneness by breaking one. If it's dry throughout, then turn off the oven and cool the cookies inside the oven until completely cooled. And enjoy! And now let's make this festive Cranberry Pistachio Biscotti. Start with coarsely chopping the pistachios and pulsing fresh cranberries in a food processor. Set them aside. In a mixing bowl with paddle attachment, beat butter and sugar until fluffy. Add eggs and vanilla extract and mix until well combined. Now stir in flour, baking soda, Salt and mix until just combined. The dough will be pretty sticky at this point and it's totally normal. Stir in chopped cranberries and pistachios and then give it another mix. Sprinkle some flour on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper or silicone mat. I'm making mini biscotti today, so I'm dividing the dough into 2 logs. Make sure to flour your hands because the dough is quite sticky. Bake it for 30-35 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then remove from oven and cool slightly. And when it's safe to handle but still warm, slice the loaves to 3/4 inch thick slices and arrange them back on the baking sheet and bake for about 10 minutes. For extra crunch, flip them and bake for another 10-15 minutes. Enjoy! Finally, let's get to this light and fluffy marshmallows. You're going to love it. First, prepare the piping bags and baking sheets. I'm using this Sultan 1M tip for piping the rosettes. Line 2 baking sheets with silicone mat or parchment paper. Now let's prepare the sugar syrup. In a small saucepan, combine 200 grams of sugar, agar-agar, and water. Stir everything well and cook over medium heat until 240 degrees Fahrenheit, about 10 minutes. Don't stir it after the initial stir. Meanwhile, combine fruit puree and egg whites in a mixing bowl. When the sugar syrup reaches 200 degrees Fahrenheit, start whipping the egg whites mixture over medium speed. Once it's foamy and pale, start adding the remaining 100 grams of sugar, 1 tablespoon at a time. Now, when the syrup reaches 240 degrees Fahrenheit, remove it from the heat and let the bubbles subside, no more than half a minute. Then slowly pour it into a mixing bowl with meringue while the mixer is running on medium speed. Don't pour the hot syrup into the whisk. Aim it toward the side of the bowl so it doesn't splatter. Also, no need to scrape the hot syrup from the saucepan. Once all the syrup is poured in, increase the speed to medium-high and whip until hard peaks form. Immediately transfer the batter into the prepared piping bag and pipe fairly tall rosettes on the prepared baking sheets. Let the marshmallows set for at least 8 to 12 hours. That's the hardest part of the recipe in my opinion, and I usually make this at night, so they are set overnight. Then dust with powdered sugar and enjoy. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I divided the treats in boxes like this and ready to drop them off to my friends and family. I bought these treat boxes off of Amazon, and I will put the link in the description below. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have somebody with a low-fat diet, please surprise them with these delicious treats, and I hope you will enjoy. Have a great day. Bye.